Now, we're going to talk about one last thing. And then we're going to get out of here. And I don't know when the next time is going to be that I'm going to be doing another crime cast. So make sure you guys check out the clips that I put up. Actually, I might be doing a crime cast sooner than I think. We'll see. It depends on how much time I got because there's other stuff I want to talk about. Carlton say, I've never met an FBA with the last name Barbanica. Those the people that got them type of last names, you a barbarian, you know. that's a special kind of white person that probably didn't own slaves, but they're probably worse than anybody that ever owned slaves. You know what I'm saying? Just from the nature of the last name. I mean, it's like that where somebody just decided to that's just gonna be your last name, like you motherfucking barbarian. Like for real, bro. Damn, you know what I'm saying? Colorado Springs man who deleted Air Force veteran will not be released from state hospital. Why is he not in the state penitentiary? Why is he in the state hospital? Let's start there. Why is he not in the state penitentiary? All right, that's like if somebody's last name was Berserker and shit. Like, oh, the fuck was your ancestors doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, you know, you come from some cold-blooded motherfuckers. Oh man, you know what I'm saying? God damn. You know what I'm saying? You got a natural born killer in your DNA. Shit. Damn. You know what I'm saying? Can I buy one of you and put it outside my house to keep it safe? I live in the hood. Shit. You know what I'm saying? God damn. Oh man, motherfuckers be having dog last names like Scott Terrier and shit. Motherfucker, what? You know what I'm saying? The fuck? I mean, like, you know what I'm saying? Y'all you talking all that monkey and ape shit, but I don't know no black people that got the same last names as no motherfucking terriers and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like Nathan Labrador, you know what I'm saying? Like, what went on there? You know what I'm saying? Like, shit. I don't know no Tyrone Rottweilers out here. You know what I'm saying? I don't know anybody like that. I know a couple people got the last name Retriever. You know what I'm saying? There's a couple motherfuckers out there got the last name Grizzly. You know what I'm saying? Like, what? Fuck? Wolf? How many wolves are there? You know what I'm saying? Well, wasn't some of these motherfuckers named after a gang of wolves and shit? Wasn't Mozart's first name Wolfgang or some shit? How many motherfucking Germans got the first name Wolfgang? Fuck you mean wolf? Again, what were your ancestors doing? Wolfgang is what like your clan was known for? Y'all was out here banging with wolves and shit? Wolfgang, nigga? There's no one in now see, you know, people be using racial slurs and shit, you know what I'm saying, like using the word hyena and shit, but I don't know any black people or any Africans out there named like Umbuku Hyena Gang. Like it ain't, there's none of that. You know what I'm saying? But there are but there are some motherfuckers out there with the last name Wolf. Just saying, they got them legends of the werewolves and shit. You know what I'm saying? Eastern Europe. I mean, this is all factual shit. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like we got motherfuckers that name themselves that shit like that as a nickname. You know what I'm saying? You got motherfuckers like Snoop Dogg and Nate Dogg, but that shit ain't on their birth certificate. This shit on y'all birth certificate, this Wolf shit. You know what I'm saying? Michael Wolf. Nobody ever thought along the lines they was doing all that name changing to change that shit to human. But whatever. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Hey, look. Like I said, I'm one of the most liberal, accepting, you know what I'm saying, motherfuckers out there. But I mean, I just be asking questions and shit. And the reason I just be asking questions and shit is because people come at us as if this kind of shit is fact. You're an animal. Okay, motherfucker, your last name is Wolf. The fuck? Somebody married somebody or something somewhere along the line. You can call black people apes and monkeys and gorillas as much as you want. But there's nobody that has ape, monkey, or gorilla on their birth certificate. There are some people that have canine names on their birth certificates, though. And some people really, really like their canines. I'm just saying. So if we're gonna do that, let's do that. But as usual, with any conversation, it's gonna be a difficult one. Not a difficult one for me. I'm just saying. You know? Nobody ever asked that. Why y'all motherfuckers got all these damn animal last names and shit? Y'all ain't the only ones that be around animals. Everybody be around animals. Yeah. There are. Yeah, facts. There's a lot, especially in the South. How many black people have animal last names? And then I find it interesting that they got the snacks called quote unquote animal crackers. So if you're a Caucasian and your last name is Wolf or Coon, what does that make you? That makes you come inside of a bag of snacks. But they're sitting here calling us gorillas and monkeys. And they can sit there and say whatever they want. I know some black people that had a last name. We got the last name of Wolf or Coon or any of that shit because your family owned somebody along the lines of our family or graped somebody along the lines. Not because that was our last name. Our last name was some shit that had 30 syllables that we couldn't probably even pronounce. Then y'all start doing sick shit like cutting people's limbs off until they said whatever name y'all told them to say. Oh, but I forgot. Just Pearly Thing said that was a quote unquote embellishment. I mean, I'm just saying. Some people got the last name Shepherd too. I mean, that's a little bit better. I mean, that you didn't take the last, but there are now. What's interesting is there's some people got the last name Lamb. I mean, this is a real thing. I'm not making it. You know what I'm saying? Like there is nothing made up about anything that I'm saying. This entire stream is non-fiction. If you want to sit there and call me some kind of a primate while your last name is a canine, I'm just sitting there staring at you and questioning your understanding of the animal kingdom. Carlson said this is an interesting topic. It is. It's very interesting, especially it's too bad that we didn't have this conversation when talking about some of the crimes on this channel, because if we talk about that topic with some of the crimes on the channel, everything would make a little bit too much sense. You know what I'm saying? If we had this conversation on certain streams, some shit might make just a little bit too much sense. You know what I'm saying? Might make the little bit different sense. Oh man, that shit is crazy. That shit is crazy. Let me shut up, man. I'm sitting up here clowning around. Look at this. Here goes another one. This motherfucker look like DJ Khaled right here, and he's another one. A Colorado Springs man found not guilty by reason of insanity for killing an Air Force veteran in 2016 has had his petition to be released from the state hospital denied by an El Paso County judge. So this dude pled he pled guilty for reason of insanity. According to previous reporting from the Gazette, Hagen, who has schizophrenia, turned violent after going off of his medications. He was found not guilty by reason of insanity in the deleting of a retired Air Force tech, Sergeant David Stetchman, in August of 2016. Hagen was accused of breaking into Stetchman's home in Falcon before stabbing and strangling him. After leaving Stetchman's home, Hagen allegedly entered another house shouting, "I am here to slaughter the lambs." There go that lamb shit. Before he was eventually stopped by a Good Samaritan. So we had a whole little Bible reenactment happen. Lamb's blood and Good Samaritans and shit. Somebody caught the spirit, and somebody caught a body too. 4th Judicial District Judge Teresa Ciceros handed down her insanity acquittal for Hagen in February of 2018 at a bench trial lasting less than an hour, according to previous reporting from the Gazette. I'm sorry, I don't think that this guy should have been found guilty by reason of insanity. I'm sorry, I just don't. And how did they figure this out in less than an hour? They looked over his entire mental history in just an hour. Now, my thing is, where was other period? He didn't kill anybody in other periods when he was quote unquote off his meds. And my question is, how do they know that he was off his meds? Did they do a blood level test of any of his medications that he was supposed to be on? What medications was he supposed to be on? What meds was he taking? She based her verdict on the sole witness, Dr. Thomas Gray of the state hospital, who told the court that a lengthy evaluation by state psychiatrists had concluded that Hagen didn't know the difference between right and wrong and wasn't capable of forming a criminal intent necessary for convictions. That's bullshit. That right there is bullshit, and that doctor ought to be ashamed of himself. That you're supposed to have that. You're supposed to take a Hippocratic oath. In Hagen's June appearance in court, Dr. Jennifer Bundrick testified that her examination found Hagen was qualified for conditional release from the state hospital. The prosecution and several of Stetchman's family members strongly opposed Hagen's release. Hagen, made the choice to stop his medications. Facts. Which means that if he made the choice to stop his medications, knowing the responsibility that he has to take his medication, he knows what could happen subsequently. And as a result, he's proximately responsible for those crimes, period. Now, if you can't afford your medication, you can check into one of those places. Get 24-hour observation and evaluation, or you can pink slip yourself to the police. There's no excuse for this. That's a great question, John. And that's just something else for us to put in the notebook, and that's something else that we'll be tracking. You know what I'm saying? We're going to track all of this stuff. Now, what I want to know is the criteria and what she used to form her opinion about this. That's what I want to know. David Steckman's sister-in-law, said at the June hearing, "It concerns me that he could be in a situation where he can stop taking his medicine again." I mean, it should concern everybody. Clearly, he turns into a deranged killer when he's off his meds. So clearly he needs to be in an environment where his meds are enforced. If you become violent to where you can delete somebody when you stop taking your meds, you need to be in an environment. If you can't be trusted to take your meds, you need to be in an environment where you're forced to take your meds. I'm sorry. People may disagree with that. I don't care if people disagree with that. I guarantee you this family disagrees with losing their family member before their time. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? It's insane. Prosecutor Jennifer Veman said of Hagen's request to be released from the hospital. It's a horrifying concept to put him on a conditional release. For one, he doesn't need to be on a conditional release. If he gets released from that hospital, he needs to be immediately retried. And what they need to do when they retry him is figure out how much responsibility he had for the decision of stopping his meds, and a partial sentence be given based on the fact that if they want to do it like that, then that's at the least negligent homicide, because you were negligent to take your meds and your negligence led to the loss of somebody else's life. You should not get to skirt out of the hospital onto the street. No, 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 and no. If you guys agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, give me a thumbs down. Judge Lynn Billings Vila, in a written order obtained by the Gazette, said that, hold on real quick. I just got to back this up. Okay, so check this out, right? I'm going to give you my logic on this. Doing drugs is when your normal state is sober and you have to take drugs to be not sober. So if you are sober, when you take drugs, your brain behaves like you have a mental issue, correct? Now, if you have a mental disease, it's the opposite of doing drugs. You're on a normal state, not sober, and then when you take your drugs, you're normal, right? So in both situations, you have control over your normal state. If you're a mental person and you're not sober as baseline, and then you take your drugs to make you sober, that's a choice. Now, the first time when the disease is first discovered, it may not be a choice, but if you have an existing diagnosis of it, then you know that you have a diagnosis of it. If it's the first time and you just developed it, so you say, for instance, you develop some schizophrenia, or say, for instance, you develop some PTSD, that's a different story, but that only holds up one time until after you see somebody clinical. After you see somebody clinical, it's a wrap. Every other time is your responsibility. Now, if you're a person that does drugs, you operate regularly sober, and then you take drugs that make you present as if you have a mental disorder, right? So basically, these are opposite situations of each other. So by this logic, somebody that chooses to not take their medication can get off from going to jail, but somebody that gets high as fuck or drunk as fuck can still get in trouble for murder if they hit somebody in a vehicular homicide, but they didn't know what they were doing because they were on drugs. Their mental state was changed because they were on drugs. Make it make sense. One's mental state can be changed because they're off drugs. The other can be changed because it's on drugs. But in both episodes of where the mental state is changed by choice, one gets treated different than the other. No, all that shit needs to get treated the same. If you have a mental disorder and you don't take your drugs, you're not taking your drugs to be in an inebriated state. If you don't have a mental disorder and you do take drugs, you're taking drugs to be in an inebriated state. Those cancel each other out, and they all need to be tried the same. And when I present that argument to people, there's literally nobody can debunk that. So my question is, why is it that these doctors and physicians and the American Psychological Association allows this nonsense? But again, we're talking about the same people that say that MAP is a mental condition. Everything is a mental condition. Sleeping is a mental condition. Being happy is a mental condition. Like, get the fuck out of here with this bullshit. You know what I'm saying? If you have a functional brain, you are constantly in a mental condition. The only people that are not in mental conditions are vegetables who are hooked up to IVs and ventilators who have no body function and no brain activity. If you have no brain activity, then you have no mental condition. If you have brain activity, then you're constantly in a state of mental condition. You know what I'm saying? And again, something else that's undebunkable, but they won't say it like that. You know what I'm saying? Make it make sense. Make it make sense. But they don't take any effort to try to make it make sense whatsoever. And real quick, ladies and gentlemen, shout out to everybody watching. If you guys haven't smashed the like button, take a moment, make sure you guys smash that like button. Also, if you guys haven't hit the bell, make sure you guys hit the bell and subscribe to the channel. Also, help spread the word. Please share this channel to your social media and subscribe to my backup channels. So now here it says Judge Lynn Billings Vila, in a written order obtained by the Gazette, said that while there is clear evidence, look at this, there's clear evidence that Hagen has made significant progress in the state hospital, she should not grant his conditional release. If this guy gets released, again, to me, he needs to be retried on the basis that his decision to stop taking his drugs contributed to the negligence that led to the murder. Led to the homicide. If you guys agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, give me a thumbs down. And it's okay if you don't agree with my logic. You know what I'm saying? That's just a theory that I got. You know what I'm saying? But I think that that's the most logical explanation for any of that. You don't get, like, again, you don't get to skirt responsibility. Like, say for instance, if you don't take your mental health medication, you become a threat, you become dangerous. The same dedication that you have to maintaining your mental health, you also have to maintaining your physical health. If you just decide to forget to drink water or you decide to forget to eat, eventually you'll have organ failure or you will die of dehydration. It's the same thing. If you're diabetic and you don't maintain your blood sugar levels, you're going to have all kinds of issues. Like, it's part of a responsibility. Nowhere in here, the only thing that it says here, the only thing that it says here is that this dude, let me see, hold on. It says that he wasn't capable of forming criminal intent. It doesn't, okay, it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to have, let me ask you guys a question. Is there criminal intent when a drunk driver hits somebody? Are they like chasing people down to run them over? Drunk drivers drive and cause accidents, and they cause the issues that they cause because they have self-inebriated their mental condition to where they're no longer sober. Which means that they probably didn't mean to kill somebody, kill themselves, or cause property damage. They did it because their brain wasn't functioning because of drug abuse. Drug of choice that they abused was alcohol. You know what I'm saying? There's no criminal intent because drinking alcohol is not illegal. However, driving while drinking alcohol is illegal, and that's the only thing that was criminally intended on. That person did not go out and criminally intend to kill anybody. That person intended to drive illegally. But however, because of their negligence, they get charged for murder. So it don't matter if there was no criminal intent. Your negligence led to a murder. You know what I'm saying? So I don't understand how it is or why it is that they just don't make these arguments in court. I don't understand why these judges accept this nonsense. It doesn't make any sense to me. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says, of great concern to the court, however, is the fact that this progress has all been accomplished in a system which is specifically designed to ensure that the defendant continues to comply with the requirements of his treatment, Billings Vila wrote in her court order. Billings Vila goes on to write that some of the rules broken by Hagen while at the state hospital, which included having inappropriate photos on his phone and using the computer in an unauthorized way, also presented a concern to the court. What kind of intent was there? I mean, did he not have intent for that shit? I mean, seems like he knows how to do devious shit. And he was being treated while he was doing that. So now we got to ask the question, well, if he's being treated and he's doing this kind of deviant shit and not following rules, what's to say that he's not going to be baseline like that? I mean, like, why can't we say that? Why can't we ask that question? I think that that's a fair and normal question to ask. So now here it says, while these instances of rule breaking were characterized as minor or trivial, when the consequences of a potential deviation from a defendant's medication treatment regime could be as potentially disastrous and horrific as the events that led up to the charges of the case, no deviation from the treatment plan can be considered minor. Billings Vila wrote. Facts. So if a med tells you to take one Geodone tablet twice a day, and he thinks that he can skirt the rules that's written on the bottle the same way he's skirting the rules about the computer, and he decides to take 2 Geodone every 3 days because taking it one day every day is just too much, that could cause him to have mental health issues too. It's clear that this dude can't follow instructions. And when you're on medications, one of the key things that you have to do is be responsible and follow instructions. That's concerning. If you guys agree with me that that's concerning, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree and you don't feel that that's concerning, then give me a thumbs down. And real quick, ladies and gentlemen, we still are stuck at 19 likes. We got 24 people in here watching and we got 19 likes. There is no super chat available on here. Nobody's asking for a super chat. Nobody's asking for a Cash App. I'm simply asking people to like the video to move it in the algorithm. You know what I'm saying? There's content creators out there that if people don't subscribe, if people don't become members, if people don't hit their Cash Apps and shit like that, they'll stop the stream and shit. They'll shut the motherfucker down. I don't even do that shit. Like I said, half the time, I don't even stream on my monetized channels. All I ask people to do is if you actually fuck with this shit, if you actually agree with the shit that I'm saying, or even if you don't agree, if you like the content, hit the like button. It's been over 20 people in here, multiple points. We should be way over 20 likes. You know what I'm saying? And then when people ask those questions, they be like, we don't have any large outlets. We don't have any media outlets. You know what I'm saying? We don't have this. We don't have that. People don't have that shit because they motherfuckers won't do the bare minimum. You can't sit there and criticize that police chief for not being Superman and cleaning up a racist police department where 40% of the police was racist, and then sitting there acting like a clown. Can't criticize him because even though he sat there like a clown, cleaning up a police department is a lot more difficult than likes, which would help move something in the algorithm. And people won't even do that. And that's that shit that I'm talking about. That's that exact same shit that I'm talking about. People be talking that big shit on YouTube and shit, and then go to work and be like, yes, boss, with the head down all day. Like, like King Riches on that drop that Mike TV made. Yes, boss. Yes, boss. When he was working with Pearly. Now he said, I quit, boss. So smash that like button, man. You know what I'm saying? That's the only shit that I ever asked. Smash the like button, follow the backup channels, share the video. That's it. Anything else is all voluntary. That's the only shit I ask. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. We are finally at 20. What now? Was that hard? Let's just take a moment and woosah. Was that hard? That was not difficult. Just like that motherfucking police officer doing his job wouldn't have been that difficult either. Oh, you already know it's the haters, Jab. You already know it's the haters. And you know what I'm saying? Like, why do people, I don't understand. Why do people hate watch shit? Do a reaction video. Restream the shit. You know what I'm saying? You just motherfuckers should be sitting there watching. I'm gonna sit there and watch this bullshit. I don't like this shit. I tell man, shout out to the hate watchers because y'all living that life I want to live. I swear to God, I wish I had. I am so jealous of hate watchers, man. Shout out to the hate watchers. Whatever y'all doing in life, y'all doing it right. Y'all are doing it right, for real. Whatever it is that y'all doing that allows y'all to have that much time that you can spend watching a 3-hour live stream of somebody that you can't stand, and you got the whole rest of your day to do whatever it is that you want to do or whatever it is that you need to do. Shouts out to you. I'm trying to get like you. I'm trying to have that hate watcher time management skill. Like hate, if time management mastery was a video game, hate watchers would be the last boss. Them motherfuckers the last boss after you thought that you beat the boss. Here come a hate watcher. You done finally beat Dr. Wily. You done finally beat King Koopa. You done finally beat Donkey Kong. You know what I'm saying? You done finally beat the big brain thing on Metroid and shit. Here come a hate watcher coming out. You thought you was done with the game. Here come a hate watcher. Uh-huh. You done beat all these motherfuckers and nah, here I am. I'm the big boss. I sit here and watch your shit and don't do shit. Man, I'm jealous. Man, if I was Mr. Beast, they'd be smashing that like button. They'd be sharing it to their social media. Bro, they'd be hitting them hearts down there in the bottom quarter. They'd be killing it and buying the candy bars and super chatting. And Mr. Beast wouldn't do nothing but be like, I'm about to jump in this swimming pool full of balloons and then send y'all $20. Hey, but Mr. Beast, hey, I ain't mad at Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast doing what Mr. Beast supposed to do. I ain't mad at it. I'm trying to get there. So now here it said, and again, thank you and shout out to everybody that hit that like button. I appreciate it. While Billings Vila ruled against Hagen's release from the state hospital, she did grant Hagen's with privileges of supervised visits off hospital grounds, which members of Hagen's treatment team testified in June was the next step forward in Hagen's treatment plan. Notably, the 2 members of Hagen's treatment team who testified at the June hearing did not advocate for Hagen's conditional release from the state hospital. Now, why would that's a interesting piece of information. The people at the state hospital didn't ask for anything. Carlton Way said, I have an idea who's hate watching. I bet I got an idea who's hate watching too. And like I said, restream the shit. You know what I'm saying? Restream the shit. But again, you know what I always say. A lot of folks are like Ohio State. You know how Ohio State, anytime they go out of the Big Ten, they get waxed. Don't go out your division and get smashed. You know what I'm saying? Don't fuck around and beat Ohio State coming at Stanford. Don't be no Big Ten team coming at no Pac-10 motherfucker. Don't do that shit. That's how people get career-ending injuries before they go to the pros. Don't do it. You know what I'm saying? Don't be motherfucking community college talking about you want to go 5-on-5 with Duke. Don't do it. Clemson facts. Facts, AJ. What's good with it, bro? Don't do it. I'd be warning people, man. YouTube talking points get you waxed in real life. I'm real life. The world is correct. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says, as a result of Vila's ruling, Hagen's will remain at the state hospital with the exception of supervised visits off hospital grounds with hospital staff members. So my question for you guys is, why do you all feel that the members on Hagen's treatment team didn't advocate for Hagen's conditional release? He must not be doing very well at that hospital, and they must feel that he would probably be safer and society would be safer if he was at that hospital. You know what I'm saying?